Well, in December 2023, I was right here at this exact location with Chantelle and Liam to talk about their upcoming record-breaking challenge. That was for the record-breaking of the youngest male artist. And today we're here with the mother. She just shared with us the good news that Liam has officially been confirmed as the youngest male artist in the world. How do you feel about that?
Jackie, like I'm so excited because this is what we have been waiting for. We've been looking forward to it. And the fact that we didn't pay for the expedited process even made the whole wait longer. We had to wait 12 weeks plus 2 weeks because I think they had to get their things in order. But I'm so excited. Like the future is bright.
Everything was just natural. After you submitted it, that was it.
Yes. So I was initially we wanted to pay, but then I was thinking this is someone who is an artist. I'm a single man first of all. I need the money to help him to push his art. So I rather use the money to help him create his artworks. 3 months isn't that long. We are here right now. We've gotten the approval without paying. So I think patience does move mountains, and God lets everything happen at the right time as well. Yes.
But you know, in the last couple of months, Ghana has suffered heartbreaks when it comes to Guinness World Record breaking challenges. I could go on and on and on. At that moment, you were done with your challenge. How did you feel? Did you feel a bit perturbed about what was going on? That okay, my son wouldn't make it, or did you feel any?
You know, sometimes you can let the negative comments get to you, even when it doesn't apply to you. No one was really talking about his works, but they're like, Ghana, which is see Guinness World Records, right now they are doing disqualified. But for me, I had a bit of hope that his wasn't a marathon, first of all. It was an age-based thing. So he's clearly younger than the 3-year-old, which puts everything aside. I sent his birth certificate as proof. And the next thing was, it's up to me. I need to gather enough evidence for them to be able to say, okay, it is true. And that was easy. I'm quite meticulous, so I gathered all the information. My team was there to help. Everybody, even you, Jackie, you also did your part with press. Because it was also, yes, it was also a requirement. So I even submitted the interview you did, talking about Guinness and their requirement. And I think all of it pushed it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, talking about requirements, I think most of those who took part in the Guinness World Record challenges had issues when it comes to sticking with rules. How did you do that? Because it was recently in April that we had one Ghanaian student hack trees where he actually set a record. We didn't even know he was doing it. It just came that he won. But then people in the past have been talking about the fact that when it comes to rules, I think the lipstick marathon, he also had issues with sticking to rules, Ifwa Santua, Shafila, and so on. But how did you do it? And what were some of the rules that were difficult to stick by?
I think we stuck to all the rules. Someone might think we are bragging, but I think we left no rule on 10. There are even some rules that are hidden in other rules. For example, they give you a generalized rule and a specific rule.
Like a 3-in-1 rule.
Yes.
3A, 3B, 3C.
So they'll tell you, look for a specialist witness who is so and so and so. Make sure you look for the person's business card. It's so long. So you have to go back. They have like a 150-page guideline book. And most of the clues are hidden there. So you need to be able to read. Understanding the English that they've written is also part. So you can ask our PR. We printed everything out. 3 people were reading at the same time. And we were even cross-referencing English, how it was even written. For example, his first rule was, for clarity, the youngest, an artist is someone who is so and so, because usually people confuse artist with artist.
Yeah.
So they have said somebody who paints. So it's there. If he was singing, I wouldn't have gotten the record. Another thing was, they said the artwork should have been purchased and bought, but then it was bought and purchased. So do you sell the artwork before you exhibit it, or do you exhibit it before you sell it? And I was like, it's just a matter of English. At the end of the day, the artwork should be sold and it should be exhibited. And at the same time, it's not any, you know how we use mobile money here and cash? Yeah. That wasn't, I had to chase people. I have to go to their office and say, please, Guinness said write check. They will scan all the checks. The telestamp, hey, it's hard though.
So it means it wasn't an easy process for you.
Gathering following the rules and gathering the data for them, since they weren't here to see that we are actually. If we invited the Guinness World Record people, it would have been expensive. But at the end of the record, they would have said, oh, he made a sale, and would have gotten the plaque there and then. But now that we don't have the capacity to invite them, we have to put together a team to make this happen. So it was up to us to be very hardworking, precise, meticulous, and get it right. We didn't leave room for not getting it right.
Well, when not getting it right is what ended you up here.
Yes.
But then, what is the next step for Ace Liam? He's now officially the youngest. I think the youngest in Ghana. And how long has it been since someone broke the record?
It's been 21 years since someone from the US broke it, and he was 3 years old. And Ace, 24.
Yeah, he's grown now.
Very old. I hope he doesn't beat us, because he's been holding the record for quite some time now.
What do you think is the next step for ACM?
For Ace Liam, considering his age, he's currently clueless. Maybe he will start getting an idea of what is really happening, maybe from the age of 3. Hopefully, no one would have broken the record by then. But until then, the next step is to have him do a solo exhibition. He's still 1 year, and he'll turn 2 in July. Okay. So I'm making plans to organize his first solo exhibition for him, where he has the whole space to himself, his whole artworks, telling his story from the crawl. You know, we didn't sell his 6-month painting.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
because my long-term plan is for him to have his own personal collection of artworks with every month of his life and every painting, and then we can exhibit and show his progress and his journey up until 2. So when he turns 3, we are just creating a carousel of his works. And I also want an opportunity to establish him internationally, because our country is in a position where people think art is for the rich. Yeah. But at the same time, I think that art can be affordable if you want to purchase it. In the meantime, I want to establish him internationally and then help him.
I remember when the story was out and people were talking about it. Don't you think that someone would say that, okay, well, he's 1 year old and he doesn't know anything. Isn't Chantelle doing too much for the son? Like, isn't it that, like, you're trying to put him out there that he doesn't even know that he's even out there in the first place?
I feel the record answers that question. It just says you've gotten approved. So if they thought the mother is doing too much, the mother is pushing the child, they would have said, we think you are doing too much. We think you are pushing your child too much. But at the end of the day, if Ace Liam did his exhibition and he didn't show up, it was his work that spoke for him. We showed evidence. He created it himself. His work sold. That is it. They think he deserves it. They've given it to him.
Okay. Well, before we wrap up, any last words to anyone watching us right now? Because there's a sudden increase. Everyone, I think you guys took the leap, and now everyone seems to follow suit. What's your advice to anyone watching us right now?
My advice to people, most especially, is parents. Please encourage your kids. It doesn't necessarily have to be arts, but I realize that when your kid is artistic, it's like there's this fear in you where there's this stereotype that art, you cannot make a living out of art. There's a bit of truth in every statement, but at the same time, you can cultivate that habit. You know, art is very therapeutic. Yeah. If your child is interested in science and art, let them explore both. Let them grow. Give them all the opportunities in the world. Help them to choose. Guide them. At the same time, those waiting for their results, the Guinness World Record, have patience. Double your tithes. You have to pay double tithe in church. Yeah. Tithing your prayers. Because it was very nerve-wracking having seen everybody
to pray and all that.
Disqualified. I'm like, right now.
You really went into a prayer marathon too, right?
Do you know that this song that they just released,
Defe. Yeah, that's a jam, by the way.
Do you know, we got the report on 13th, Mother's Day. Oh, I locked this boy and I in the room.
Defe.
And we're dancing to that song and I was praying. I said, come and let's pray. He left me to do the prayers alone. I said, God, if you haven't done anything for me, this Mother's Day, that is all I want. Guinness World Record. Just do it for us.
The gifts from God to you.
The next morning, the email came. I was like, you were listening, God. You were. So just pray. But if you are praying too, it's like not studying for an exam. While you are praying, make sure that you are crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's. Because you can't just be there, not submit anything they have asked for and go and pray. You don't expect that, to work. So just have to do your best and let God do the rest. Yeah.
Okay, well, we just heard from Chantelle Eghan, and she is the mother of the current star that we have in Ghana, Ace Liam, the 1-year-old, who is the youngest male artist, that is world male artist. And we hope that no one is actually going to break the record anytime soon. Reporting for Joy News, I am Jacqueline Ansuma Yeboah.